I think a lot of us were preparing for a hyped up card at UFC 324, especially because we haven't had UFC fights over the last 6 weeks or so. But tragedy just struck, right? Kayla Harrison is now out of her fight against Amanda Nunes because she basically broke her neck and she's going to need to undergo surgery. Now, I haven't seen any reports as to how long she's planning to be out, and fingers crossed that the surgery goes correctly because if it doesn't, it might be extended. But all I have to say for Kayla Harrison is hope she makes a safe and sound return, and we'll be waiting for her to ragdoll any woman on the bantamweight roster right now. But regardless, though, this kind of sucks. All right, like I was really hyped up for this matchup between Kayla and Amanda because even though you could say that it's a women's fight, like typically women's title fights they're kind of stinkers on co-main event slot, but just for like the GOAT status of this, like I was really anticipating Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. All right, like I was actually like digging in the trenches, watching tape on Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes. All right, I was actually really hyped for this, but it's gone now. All right, now I'm not saying that this card sucks just because this title fight is gone. We still got Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. We still got Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. We still got Arnold Allen versus John Silva. We still technically have the main event between Gaethje and Pimblett. But this was a big fight. And this arguably could have determined who was going to end up as the greatest women's fighter of all time. But I don't know when we're going to see this again. All right? Amanda Nunes might just stay in retirement again. All right, who knows if Kayla Harrison's actually going to come back? All right, I hope that she comes back. And if she's going to come back, I hope it's as soon as possible. But you never know with these situations. I don't think Amanda Nunes is even going to fight for an interim belt because at the end of the day, that's not what she's here for. She's just here to, fight Kayla Harrison, who's arguably one of the greatest women's fighters of all time right now, to cement her legacy as the GOAT of women's MMA. All right, but if Amanda Nunes is going to fight anybody for the interim belt, I got a couple of names here in Norma Dumont, Juliana Pena, and Raquel Pennington. Now, I highly doubt that the UFC is going to give Raquel Pennington an interim title shot, especially considering that she hasn't fought in over a year or so due to neck surgery as well. But Juliana Pena. Now, this is kind of an interesting matchup. Pena has been talking a lot of trash to Amanda Nunes over the course of, 2-3 years or so. But let's be honest, nobody really cares about this fight. Their last fight ended with a 50-44 one-sided domination from Amanda Nunes. And I'm pretty sure that even though Amanda Nunes has been off for 2 years or so, I think a lot of people know that Amanda Nunes will just whoop Juliana Pena's ass again, which is why I don't think that many people are really excited for that matchup. Norma Dumont, on the other hand, it kind of intrigues me. Do I think Amanda Nunes is going to fight this? No. Do I think Norma Dumont would even take this on short notice? No, but it is kind of an interesting fight that the UFC can make if both fighters are willing to fight each other on a week's notice, because I know that Norma Dumont arguably lost to Ketlin Vieira, but Norma Dumont, she doesn't have to fear the grappling aspect that much against Amanda Nunes. These guys, both of them are pretty high level strikers, and I think that it would make an entertaining fight. But I don't think that neither of them will really take this chance, especially on a week's notice. So ultimately, I'm going to say that Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison is going to be postponed, maybe to the White House card if we're lucky, maybe towards the end of the year. But either way, I don't think Amanda Nunes is going to fight for an interim belt because that's not what she's here for. So yeah, fingers crossed, Kayla Harrison comes out healthy and safe and sound. But until anything comes out, I'm going to doubt that Kayla Harrison's ever going to fight, at least in 2026. Because at the end of the day, it's a neck surgery. All right, that shit is serious. And if it goes wrong, Who knows if Kayla Harrison's going to fight again. But I like to think optimistically in that the next surgery is going to go well and that she is going to be able to fight sometime like later towards the latter half of 2026. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to like and subscribe so we can monetize this channel. But otherwise, do you think Amanda Nunes is actually going to fight for an interim belt? Alright, I doubt it, but if you guys do think so, who do you think the UFC is going to give as an opponent for Amanda Nunes on a week's notice? Alright, leave that all in the comments down below. But otherwise, leave any video suggestions you have for me in the comments. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.